Well, hello there again. I will now make another final impressions video on a series that also recently finished and that is one of the series of the spring anime season of 2014, and it's a series called Selector Infected WIXOSS. That is a original television series. It's not based in any manga or in a light novel. And the series was produced by GC Staff Studio, aired in several Japanese channels, um, and it was directed by Takuya Sato, and it was written by Mario Okada, and the music was in charge of Maiko Yuichi. So, and the genre of the series kind of falls into the category of fantasy and psychological. And it's also announced at the last episode that the second season will begin airing in October of 2014. So, now, the series basically the plot is all about a card game called WIXOSS, that basically means Witch Across, and where players kinda battle each other. But there are special fighters that do have lyric, uh, that basically are kinda in a way living cards that are kinda the commanding or the main force of their deck. But not all the players will have these cards. There are special players with special characteristics that have these cards. They are called selectors. And one girl called Ruko Kominato kind of receives a deck from her brother and discovers that she has one of these special cards called Tama. Uh, she begins learning more about Vixus, and eventually, during her discovery of the game, she kind of meets Yuzuki Kurebayashi, Itoe Uemura, Akira Aoi, and eventually Yona Urazoe. And she kind of discovers that each of these girls initially does have a selector, and basically the situation with the game is that when you are a selector you can choose, or you can ask that card to grant a wish to the person that owns the deck, and if the person owns a couple of battles, she has her granted, her wish granted. But on the other hand, if the selector kinda loses, I think, three battles, uh, he loses the right to have the lyric, and also loses what she wished for, and or what she wished, it kind of turns against the person that makes the wish. In a way, it's more similar to that way. And the first case of one of the characters that loses is Itoe Uemura, that basically she kind of became friends with Yuzuki and Ruko, but her wish was to have friends. And when she loses the third battle, she kind of loses her lyric that is called Midoriko, and she kind of forgets all about these two friends, and it's very painful and excruciating. And so this is the consequence of losing a battle. Then we see the consequence of winning the battle with Yuzuki, because she won the matches and she had her wish granted. But what happened? Basically, her lyric kind of took over her body and she became a lyric herself. So basically, the lyric, and then we learned that probably all the lyrics that appeared were once humans that kind of played the game and won, and their bodies was kind of switched over with the lurg, and they become lurgs on their own. Uh, this is kind of a little strange. Uh, and then on the final battle, we do see, because the series is, besides these situations that we learn about the game, about the situations, about what are the consequences of losing, and then we also learn about what are the consequences of winning and have the wish granted. Near the end, we have the appearance of a character that is called Yona, and apparently this girl, she also appears since the middle of part of the series, but she appears with more presence in the last episodes. And basically, she kind of, in the last episodes, she kind of calls a great tournament with all the selectors, and because she wants to fight the champion. And then eventually this girl Ruko kind of faces Yona, and she almost has her wish granted, because this girl Ruko is interesting because she begins playing without any wish. Eventually she becomes uh, connected with her wish after losing Itoe, and then after the disappearing of Yuzuki. She kind of makes a wish that is to return all the girls that are trapped inside the cards to the human world. And but when she was near winning the final battle against this girl Leona, basically Tama refuses to make the formal uh, vow that basically switches places with Ruko. Eventually, Yona does that with her lurk, Ulit, and we learn that Yona could have the wish granted a long time ago, but she needed certain conditions. But this is not well explained. But the last episode, we have a very plot twist, because Yona changes places with her lyric, and she wants to change places, from what I understand. And basically, Yona kind of becomes the lyric of Ruko, basically making Tama disappearing. So that was a great plot twist at the end. That what the you have the kind of reaction along those lines. But the series is interesting in her own way. I like stuff that is related with, let's say, psychological mind games and psychological situations and such. I do enjoy this kind of um, series. So if you are found with a series with a deep charge of psychological drama and such. Um, you probably will like uh, this series, and basically that's it. So if I'm giving a rating to the series from 1 to 10, um, I will also give a 8 to the series because I do enjoy the series and I do like this kind of series with psychological and mind games in play. It's one of the genres that I'm fond of it. So that's it. So this is my final impressions on Selector Infected WIXOSS. So hope you enjoy. Stay well. Peace and see you soon.